guys, so this first video, it's going to be about self-journey challenges, embarking the journey on my own, and right now going through the challenges of wanting to do things on my own and growing for myself for different types of events, things that I want to get into, that I want to get better as a person. And progressively, when you go through things on your own, you have to figure out things along the way for yourself, what works for you and what doesn't work for you, and you kind of see it through trial and error. And some of those activities that you may want to do yourself, you may feel in the moment that it's going to be very anxious and very stressful to figure out, but along the way you're already there in your situation, that you might as well do your best to try to execute it as best you can, perform it as best as you can. And that's what I'm trying to do. And different activities that you want to get into, things that you want to pick up a new skill, or even just creatively expressing yourself through filming a video for the audience. It's all different ways that you guys may want to think of that it's going to challenge yourself for yourself to be a better person and grow as an individual. For me specifically, things that I've been doing, such as the running. There's a running club that I go to in Chinatown that I like to do on Mondays. Haven't went for about a month since my trip, but I'm gonna start picking that up again. Also got into bouldering as well. One of my friend Matt got me into bouldering. I also took that as a little break just because of the whole trip. I kind of felt that this wasn't really things that I did consistently. It was more of I got into it because of different outlets and different factors, but it got me really thinking of different ways that what's truly for me that I really want to do in my self journey. And I mean those little pieces that is gonna make yourself who you are at the end of the day, as long as you keep it a consistent habit and you try to better yourself through those different activities and you go through those challenges, because those different skills is what makes you your unique identity in the long run. The most important thing is that you look at yourself later down the road, and you should be proud of the things that you've done and the things that how far you came through those journeys. So that's very important, and you always have to have that self-positivity, talking yourself to keep going and push yourself through that, because no one's always going to be there for you to tell you and motivate you and bring you up. You at the end of the day have to bring yourself up and motivate yourself, and that's what I want to do for myself, and even to share it once I do embark in this journey and better myself and push through those difficulties and get better at those skills and different things that I want to partake in. And as an individual, looking at myself, I think that's the greatest accomplishment that one can give yourself, because as you look back in your journey, you're like, wow, I came from this far and I can't believe I did it because of all the things that you've done. You kept persevering through that and challenge yourself even fully, and going through the tough times and pushing yourself and even to do better. So that's the type of video that I want to make for you guys today. And obviously I'm gonna film little snippets on the way and show you guys why it is important, and kind of give you context and visuals, the understanding of what I'm going through and how you guys should push yourself through your own journey. What I'd be touching based on is why the self journey and going through things is very scary. Say 3 points. One point is definitely overthinking. I would say so myself, I'm guilty of that. Always overthinking my thoughts, and sometimes when it comes to the moment, you're just like, oh, I'm ready, but no. Comes to that moment, you get that nerves kicking in. You're like, oh shit, I don't want to sound it out, I don't want to come off as this or that, and with all this negative talk, it gives you ways to not execute the thing that you want to do, your challenging moments, right then and there. Another thing I want to say is that you have a lack of confidence, where you don't have much knowledge or specific more expertise on that specific topic that you want to go into. So it makes you worry about, oh, I don't want to sound stupid, I don't want to come off as dumb to others, and I don't want to sound like I'm not knowledgeable of this, so I don't want to say anything. But the truth is that at least you should at least open up and say something, even if it may sound stupid to others in your own mind, but you never know. People may find it more interesting what you have to say, because you never know unless you open up. And another thing is that, you know, judgment from others. And I think that's like the biggest thing, especially when you're in public, about things that you're, you know, about doing, that you want to basically take action or speak about a certain topic, and people are just not like, you know, in your head you're thinking that, oh, people are gonna judge you, think that you're stupid, weird, or you're a fool for saying this, or, you know, taking an action of what you guys doing in that specific activity. So I feel like those 3 points are the biggest 3 things that people don't, you know, allow themselves to grow and give themselves that full capability to, you know, be able to do stuff in life. I want to say that in order to do that, I would say pick 3 new activities that you want to try on your own, or 3 activities that you already do anyways, and try to go on your own consistently week by week or whatever works for you on your schedule, and just try to do as best as you can in those activities and learn to have fun with it. Meaning, you know, set the small goals, try to reach like a point where you want to conquer, you know, a certain thing about in that specific activity. For example, if you were to do like running, you want to, you know, run farther with your how much miles that you can get. You know, I know a lot of people really challenge themselves, you know, running a 4K or even a 6K and 10K, especially like you want to run into marathons, you want to, you know, overcome that challenge that too. Another thing would be, you know, bouldering. If you were get into climbing, you want to get into the higher grades and you want to learn your technique, as well as like in certain ways how you can get a higher grade, push yourself a little bit more and challenge yourself through there and do as best as you can. The more important thing is that you want to execute as the best as you can, and at least you tried, rather than not trying, because then you just kind of stay back and you're still in the same milestone where you are from when you began with. And I would say another thing that I want to get into is, you know, working out. I think working out is a big one, especially for everyone's, you know, physiques, and it's really good for mental health. Just taking a trip to the gym, just getting a workout in, and try to like set different goals. Maybe a weight goal, maybe you want to cut down, or maybe you want to bulk, where you have to eat, diet, and train consistently to, you know, different parts of your body. You know, give yourself a workout routine. I personally do like push-pull legs that I've been doing, but like I said, I've been to the gym for about a couple weeks, but I want to get back into it and start that routine once again. You know, do arm one day, do chest and shoulders another, and do back another day, and even just separate the legs another day. You know, my personal favorite is legs. That's just me, but maybe something, you know, you guys want to get into that you guys like yourselves.